save you having to read it.
The minutes from the last board meeting.
Jack and Brad slipped what they call an executive incentive plan by the board. But what they really did was create a huge severance package for themselves.
Explain this.
If they're fired or forced to resign, it could cost the company millions. In other words, to get rid of them, it would put Newman Enterprises at a major economic disadvantage. The terms they railroaded through would be absolutely devastating to cash flow.
Is this legal?
It's not a question of whether it's legal. It's immoral and unethical.
Who are you calling?
Not my lawyer. Because they're going to go to jail for this.
About being worth waiting for. You look ravishing, Nikki.
Oh, well, thank you. Certainly give my ego a boost.
Well, if ever there was a woman that shouldn't need an ego boost, you are that woman.
Unfortunately, we're all human. Some of us a little too much, I'm afraid.
Meaning?
Nothing. I'm just thinking out loud.
Are you all right?
Glad to be here. Could use the breathing room.
Victor?
I don't want to talk about it.
Does this have something to do with that trip you took? Tell me, Nikki, what happened?
I don't know if I should get into this with you.
Come on. You can trust me.
Maybe this will answer your question. I went to New Mexico, which may have been a huge mistake.
Dad.
Good. I was hoping the two of you'd be here. I just couldn't go another day without seeing my two beautiful daughters. So, how are my girls? Well, what's wrong? Can't the two of you take a surprise?
Oh, no, it's wonderful to see you, Dan.
You just caught us off guard.
The last time we talked on the phone, you said your London project was going to be another 6 months.
It is.
Then how are you? Why?
Oh, just call it fatherly instinct. I woke up the other morning with this strong feeling that I needed to get back and see my daughters. So I told the other office heads that I needed to get back stateside and see my family.
That's great, Dad.
So now that I'm here, we have a lot of serious catching up to do. So, tell your old man, what's been going on with you two? Anything new?
Ryan, get over yourself. Your wife has some rough days ahead of her, both physically and emotionally. She needs your support.
Oh, come on. What about me? Don't I get a little support?
Hey, you're not pregnant. You can't possibly imagine the feelings that go along with that. You're just gonna have to support her, no questions asked.
I'm not ready for this.
Well, get ready.
Easy for you to say.
I don't understand. You're plenty old enough to have another child.
That's not the point.
You're a happily married man with a wife who is undoubtedly ecstatic about this pregnancy, so the timing's a little off.
The timing is way off. I don't have a job.
It's not like you're unemployable. The economy's going great. You're talented, you're creative. Newman Enterprises is not the only company in the world that you can work for.
I'm hoping to be rehired soon.
That's great. Look, you and Trisha have so much going for you. Think about what other people have to face. It could be so much worse.
Could it?
Yeah, it could. I went through a pregnancy without the support of a husband, without any support at all. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Not even your darling wife.
So what are you saying? Are you implying that Trish is going through this without a husband?
I don't know. You tell me. I mean, have you told her that you support her, that you're pulling with her? Have you?
Get you something?
Coffee, black, please.
You sure don't want anything else? Croissant, perhaps?
No, just coffee, the strongest you've got.
You got it. Hey. Didn't realize you'd be home.
Just getting dressed.
Taking the day off.
Yeah, right. Just went to the gym, came back for a shower. It's back to the mines. It's good to see you're working some more.
Yeah. Feels good to have cash in my pocket again. So, what's the gorgeous corporate girl up to today?
Nothing exciting. A report for the marketing division. What?
Nothing. I was just thinking if you were to present your report dressed like that, those marketing suits would definitely think it was exciting.
Yeah, right. You know, it's good to see you smile for a change.
Grace Turner, head of product development for the consumer division of Newman Enterprises. I'm proud of you, Gracie. I mean, you went after your dream. You grabbed it. Not too many people can say that.
You proud of me?
Yeah, sure I am.
Yeah, it's interesting. Because the same dream you're talking about is a dream that split us up.
Hey, let's not get caught up in the past.
Why not? I mean, I remember our past very fondly.
Yeah, me too. Very fondly.
We were the hottest couple in Madison in our day.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's a good thing you're only young and crazy once, because you can't keep it up forever.
Who says I can't?
Oh, you know what I mean, Tony. You gotta get serious. I mean, I was so afraid of waking up one day, no longer a kid and heading nowhere.
I know the feeling. Still feel that way sometimes.
You're good at what you do, and the world can always use a good mechanic.
Thanks, Gracie.
Just came to realize I can no longer be a party girl.
Yeah, I remember when we broke up, how you wanted to move on, pursue something with a future. Boy, you did that all right.
Why do I get the feeling you're not talking about my job?
Maybe I'm not.
You're talking about Nick Newman, aren't you?
Don't understand.
Then help me understand.
I am sorry, but I have no desire to get into
No,
this.
no, wait. Whatever Neil did to cause you to act like this, it's over. It's history. Can't you forgive your brother and concentrate on you and me?
Some things can't be forgiven or forgotten.
Well, as far as I know, I can't believe this is one of those things.
Leave it alone.
No, I won't leave it alone. It is eating you alive.
This is really none of your business.
You know, that's too bad because I've made it my business, Malcolm. I am not giving up on this. I want to help you get through whatever it is that's causing you to be so bitter.
Hey, Kelly, I need you, okay? Orders up.
Don't go away.
I'm at table 5.
Sure. Chad, I need a favor.
What's that, Kelly?
Look, I know I just took a break, but I've got to go. I'll work another shift tonight or something, but I really need to leave now.
Kelly.
You know, I'm sorry, but I've got to go. I cannot put this off.
Kelly.
Everybody's lost memories and pounding at the ceiling.
So come on now, I want to hear all the details. No matter how boring you think they might be. Talk to me. Tell me everything.
Dad, I'm sure what you have to say is much more interesting. Yeah, Dad, why don't you tell us about London? Did you see the Queen?
No, I'm afraid not.
Well, maybe she didn't know you were in town.
Ah, that must have been it.
So, how's the weather there?
Oh, it was a beautiful spring. Beautiful.
It sounds like you were enjoying your stay.
Very much. I'm working with some really talented, fascinating people from all over the world. We put a really great team together. Wait a minute. I didn't fly all the way home to talk about myself.
Oh no.
What is it, honey?
Dad, I feel terrible. I'm sorry. I have an appointment. I have to go. When you arrived, I just totally forgot. If I don't go, though, I'm gonna miss it.
All right, Megan, go to your appointment, but it doesn't mean that I'm letting you off the hook. We'll talk over dinner tonight, all right?
Sure.
Okay. I'll see you at home then.
Okay. I'll see you then.
Well, Trish, I guess it just leaves you and me.
You sure about that? All right, John, talk to you soon.
Well,
What did Silva have to say?
The motion is valid.
You mean it can't be overturned or overruled by another vote of the board?
John Silva is certain that Abbott and Carton would have signed the new employment contract by now.
Making it binding. Damn it.
There must be something we can do.
We can try to prove malfeasance. And if we can do that, then I have a right to dismiss them on the spot.
Personally, I think they're both too smart to make a mistake like that.
I bet you that pipsqueak Michael Baldwin set them up. Those are the underhanded tactics that he's famous for.
So what do we do now?
Nothing right now.
What about our plans for the next board meeting? I mean, we had enough votes to dismiss them both from the company.
Wouldn't mean a damn thing, my darling. Even if we voted them out, they would simply invoke the clause that deals with their golden parachute. And to be frank with you, as successful as our company is, we can ill afford that kind of financial hit.
Victor, we have our legal team working overtime on this one. Maybe they'll turn up something, a new angle that we haven't thought of.
That's wishful thinking, Neil.
Can we sue them?
Of course we can sue them. I don't think he'll stand up in court.
Wait a minute, have you two read these minutes carefully?
What is it?
We were at this meeting. It says this motion was passed, but how is that possible? I mean, a termination package was never brought up.
They just convened the meeting before we got there.
Called a quorum and voted quickly before any of us showed
Yeah.
up.
They can do that?
Technically they can, yes. But to be frank with you, it is against all standard operating procedure. Normally, one waits until everyone has ample time to get there.
I don't believe this.
It's all perfectly legal, Victoria.
Now, you both know that we're dealing with snakes. And now the question is, how do you kill a snake? You kill it by cutting off its head.
New Mexico? Does that mean you went to see Ramona?
I wish I had never gone.
Well, what happened? What did you learn?
Brad, please, let's not waste our time together talking about this.
Well, Nikki, I can see this is on your mind. It might help to talk about it.
I don't want to ruin our evening.
Nothing can ruin being with you. Now tell me, what was this mystery woman like?
Young, beautiful. The type of woman that Victor so often has been attracted to.
Do you think Victor and Ramona became involved?
Well, I have no proof, of course.
Did she say anything to imply it?
A woman senses that sort of thing. Maybe it's because I've had so much experience.
Since when did you become Trisha's fairy godmother?
What's the matter? The questions are too tough for you?
No. Thank you. I just thought maybe you might be a little more understanding.
I understand.
Doesn't sound like it.
Well, I do. You're upset and intimidated, and you're worried about the future. I know.
All of the above.
Despite all of that, this could be a wonderful time of your life.
Yeah, right.
I am so serious. If you miss out on this, you miss it, period. Expecting a baby and the birth of a child, that stuff only happens a few times in a life, if you're lucky, and it only happens the first time once.
Well, there's Philip.
Well, of course, and you've been a wonderful father, but you weren't there in the beginning. Let me tell you something, there's nothing like it. And correct me if I'm wrong, you've told me more than once you want a child of your own.
Sure, but...
Well, now it's happening. And, you know, it might be a little unexpected, but you're gonna be a daddy. Your wife is carrying your baby. Get your act together. Go home. Tell her that you support her and that you love her. You do love her, don't you?
Of course I love her.
Well, then do what's right.
I thought you were concerned about how Philip would react. No longer being the only child in my life.
Hey, it would be a lot easier on him if he had some warning. But, you know, he's not the only firstborn who's had to deal with the arrival of a new sibling or a step-sibling. It's something he'll have to deal with, and he will.
You know, sometimes you really surprise me.
Goodbye, Daddy. Regards to the missus. Go home. Go.
Hey.
Kelly, I thought you had to work.
Yo, I took a break.
Girl, you just took a break.
So I took another one. I told Chad it was important.
Oh, following me around is important all of a sudden, huh?
Malcolm, I wanted to talk to you.
Girl, you just talk to me, all right, at the coffee shop.
Yeah, well, we didn't finish our conversation.
Okay, you know what? You're not helping me.
Come on, baby. Something bothers you, it's gonna bother me too.
Would you mind getting me a screen over there? A little circle thing, green, orange. Thank you.
Sorry if Newman's such a sensitive subject.
Don't sweat it. Nick is ancient history.
Yeah, well, there was a time there where you thought he was your ticket.
Yeah, well, I was wrong. I mean, falling for Nick was a big mistake. I'm just lucky it didn't ruin my career.
You were always lucky, Gracie.
Yeah? If only I'd seen what I had in you and appreciated you more.
Maybe it's better that we're just friends.
Yeah, we did have some wild times, though, didn't we? In the old days.
Yeah, great. When you're free for the first time, out on your own.
You meet this terrific-looking guy with a hot motorcycle. God, you used to scare me to death and get me excited as hell.
Why do you think I drove so fast?
I just hope you realize, despite everything, I never meant to hurt you. I cared for you. I still do.
Megan.
What are you doing here?
I need to talk to Tony.
Tony doesn't want to see you. How many times does he have to tell you that?
Look, Grace, is he here?
I already told you he does not want to see you.
Tony? I need to talk to you.
It's not a good time, babe.
Yeah, well, it's not a really good time for me either, which is why I need to talk to you now.
Grace, I know you got to get back to work, so it's all right.
I'll get dressed.
Here you go, Dad.
Thanks, honey.
So are you sure I can't make you a sandwich or something?
No, this will hit the spot. So how's Ryan?
Okay.
Work going all right?
I'm surprised you haven't heard. There's a lot of strange things going on at Newman Enterprises.
Well, naturally, I've heard about the shakeup since I worked for the company, but I didn't think it would affect my son-in-law.
Well, it's a long story.
Well, I've got time. That's why I'm here. Catch up on what's going on in my daughter's lives.
Yeah, I know, but
No buts. Come on. I'm interested.
well, actually, there's something going on that's more important than Ryan's job.
All right. Now we're getting down to the good stuff. Tell me what it is.
I'm not sure you're ready for this.
Try me.
I'm pregnant. Jill.
Oh, hi.
Do you mind? So, any luck getting your son to stay?
No, Nina, he left.
I'm really sorry. I know how hard that must be for you.
Please don't pretend that you care. And if you're gonna gloat, would you go somewhere else, please? Nina, wait. Sit down. Forgive me.
Are we having a bad day?
We're having a really bad day. What is it about me?
I'm sorry.
What is it about me that drives people away?
Oh, you don't want to get into this, do you?
Oh, yes, I do.
You serious?
I'm very serious. I am looking for some insight here because if I don't, this is going to keep on happening. Please, Nina, I'd really like to know what you think.
Look, I am no expert. I've driven away a person or two in my lifetime.
Come on,
so-
you know what I'm talking about. I have made an art form out of alienating people.
Oh, come on, Jill. It's not that grim.
If you were inside my skin, you wouldn't say that.
Hey, we all have days where we feel sorry for ourselves.
It's more than that.
You have your ups and downs. It's not...
A lot more downs.
Look, it may feel like that today, but, you know, you gotta be careful when you're in a bad place. You can't start thinking that things have always been like this, things will always be like this. Things change. And maybe you're in a place right now where you're out of sync with other people, that's all.
Boy, is that true. But it doesn't feel temporary, Nina. It doesn't feel temporary at all.
You gonna talk to me or not?
Callie, can't you see I'm busy?
Oh, You can talk and work at the same time.
Yeah, you know, that usually depends on the topic of conversation.
Malcolm, please. Don't be this way.
In what way is that, Callie? Huh?
Putting up this wall, giving me the silent treatment.
Okay, you know what? I know what you were trying to do, and I have told you once, let it go.
Okay. I'll play detective if I have to. Olivia and you were having a really bad time, right?
Brilliant, girl. Yes, it was a bad time.
And then suddenly there was your brother. He got caught in the middle, right between you and your wife. And you got angry, infuriated. Am I right so far?
Callie, trust me, you don't have a clue.
But the point is, Neil was trying to help. I really believe that. So what did he do, Malcolm? What did he do that was so bad? Tell me.
Nikki, I'm going to come right out and ask you something.
Be my guest.
Do you think Victor and this Ramona woman had an affair?
After talking with her, it became obvious that the two of them had formed a strong bond. A bond that I believe still exists.
And that worries you?
It makes me wonder if this woman is going to become a part of Victor's life again.
And what does Victor have to say about this?
He denies that there was ever anything romantic between them.
You don't believe him?
Right now, I don't know what to believe.
I don't understand. Don't you need at least 4 people to have a quorum? When we arrived, only Jack, Brad, and Michael Baldwin were there.
Well, if you check the minutes again, you'll see that Jill's name is there, too.
Or so they claim.
But Jill has always been on our side. How could she let something like this go through? She stood her ground since day one.
She could have left the room.
But then they would have lost their quorum.
Maybe she didn't understand the full ramifications of what was going on.
No, she's too smart for that. And she would have told us.
Victor, I think you should know something. Jill really hasn't been herself lately. In fact, I think she's experiencing some personal problems.
But I don't think she would have missed out on something so critical as this.
Yeah, but Victor, never mind.
What is it?
I'm a little reluctant to make accusations
There's
here.
no
but
time for reluctance right now.
I went to her office. She'd been drinking.
I'll be damned. You sure of this?
Oh, yes, sir, very sure.
And do you think her personal problem, her drinking, might have interfered in her judgment as to what was going on at the board meeting?
I'm afraid it's possible.
Let's find out right now.
Thanks.
Yeah.
See you this evening.
All right. Grace was right. You shouldn't have come.
Tony, I had to.
What's on your mind, Meg?
I don't know quite how to tell you this.
What is it? What's going on?
I guess I knew that this would happen. I just didn't think it would happen so soon. I've been living in total denial, thinking that he just didn't need to know or didn't. Suddenly he was just there.
Man, what are you telling me? He's saying they...
Right. My dad is back in town.
You want to know what I think?
I wouldn't have asked you if I didn't. Excuse me for a minute. Yes.
Jill, this is Victor.
Could I get back to you?
I want you to come to my office right now, okay?
Victor, this isn't a very good time.
I said now. I expect you. Thank you.
It's an office crisis. Nina, I would really like to continue this discussion another time.
Yeah, oh, okay. I mean, if I can help, I will.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Jill is on her way here now.
Victor, I certainly hope I'm not overreacting.
I guess we'll find out soon enough, won't we?
If Jill has been so unprofessional to let her personal problems interfere and blind her to Jack and Brad's manipulations.
Perhaps it's more than that. Perhaps Jill has never shared our cause at all.
You think Jack or Brad convinced her to switch her allegiance?
Or bought her off.
Given the ethics of those two, I suppose it's highly possible.
It's another possibility.
What's that?
That she's never been on our side at all.
Nikki, when I think about what you went through, the agony of wondering whether Victor was dead or alive, the weeks you spent worrying with no word, nothing. All you could do was wait, hoping, praying.
It was a terrible time. I was so scared.
And while you were suffering, what was your husband doing? He's romancing some woman out in the desert.
Brad, I don't know that.
Nikki, you know, I was with you during that time. I know what you were going through. And what about the children? Sure, Nicholas and Victoria tried to put up a strong front, but they were dying inside, just like you. And what was Victor doing during this whole period? Bonding with this Ramona woman. No wonder you're insecure and upset. You have every right to be.
Your old man's home, huh?
He arrived today. Just about died when I saw him.
When was that?
A little while ago, he just showed up at Trisha's place.
Then you really shouldn't be here.
Tony, I had to come warn you.
Warn me? Getting a little dramatic, aren't you?
You don't know my father.
I'd like to keep it that way.
Tony, when he finds out that I was arrested because of a stolen vehicle that you and I were driving, I really don't know what he might do. I'm scared. I'm really scared.
Well, aren't you gonna say anything? Dad?
This is wonderful news, darling.
Do you mean it? I mean, do you really think so?
Yes. My goodness. Yes, I mean it. How long have you known? How far along are you?
Not far.
You've been taking good care of yourself, haven't you? Ah, I bet you Ryan's just thrilled. Trish? Sweetheart, what's wrong?
It's just that, you know, the timing is not exactly perfect.
Oh, honey, I understand. Your mother and I, we certainly didn't feel like we were ready for children. But then when it happened, we learned that we were ready after all. You'll see what I mean. When you and Ryan see that tiny little baby for the first time, whew, it'll change your life. You'll feel more joy in that moment than I could ever describe.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, honey, you're just overwhelmed. You're scared. It's a perfectly natural reaction. Every young expectant mother goes through some sense of anxiety. And hey, this is your first pregnancy.
Yeah, but it's not just me.
Not just you. I mean, it's Ryan. What did he say? Are you telling me that he's not happy about the baby? Is he the reason that you're feeling this way?
No, Dad, don't be angry at Ryan. I mean, this is just a really complicated time in his life.
I'm not angry, honey. But I'm not going to sit by and let somebody spoil this for you. This is a very special time in your life.
Honey, I'm home.
Mr. Dennison?
You're not gonna let this go, are you, Callie?
I love you. I want to be a part of your life, even the bad stuff. Tell me, is what happened so terrible?
Yes, Callie, it is.
Then tell me about it. Please talk to me.
Okay. You really want to know? You're really that interested, Callie? Fine, I will tell you. It is not about my brother being caught in the middle of nothing, okay? That is not what this is about.
Then what is it about?
It's not about him trying to help me, that's for damn sure. Not me. Helping himself is what Neil Winters does best, okay?
What do you mean?
I am talking about the feelings that my brother has for my wife! Callie, I am not talking about a sweet little friendship either, okay? I am talking about a lot more than a friendship.
Join us again for The Young and the Restless.